It should be illegal to be a Republican. I mean that. If I had my way, Republican values would be illegal. Okay? This man would be in a fucking gulag without a tongue, enslaved. Absolutely diabolical. We're also going to cover a little bit of that UFC fight that happened last night. Just fucking trailer park window licking, mentally disabled, $40,000 a year bullshit, where some fucking mentally disabled fighter came up and goes, I just want to say, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? And the inferior vermin of this nation, yeah, but look at Donald Trump. Oh my God, Donald Trump is there at the UFC fight. It was the most embarrassing shit I've ever witnessed in my entire life. It was literally, you're right, chatter, thank you. It was a CTE festival. That's what it was. There wasn't a single person in that crowd with an IQ higher than 50. Okay, just absolutely repugnant, disgusting bullshit. Quick reminder, hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. This is what real independent media looks like. It looks like some stupid douchebag sitting in his office, okay? It looks like me in a button-down shirt, but I want you to see my chest hair. I'm a socialist. I fucking hate fascism. I refuse to take money from donors or billionaires or do, like advertisements or sponsors or any of that shit. So if you want to support this channel and you want to support independent media, consider buying some merch. We got posters, hoodies, mugs, we got all that. Consider clicking the thanks button down below to tip me directly. Also think about clicking the join button down below to become a member of the channel. And then also huge shouts out to any and all of the patrons. You can donate to me on Patreon with $1, $5, $10, whatever you want to donate. It goes a long way. It puts food in my belly. It keeps the lights on and it keeps the Valenti Videos operation expanding. All right. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Costs you nothing, helps me immensely. I know that what you're looking at is a UFC ring. This is not the UFC arena. This is actually the White House South Lawn. And this is the type of shit that was happening last night during Trump's Fighting Pitts birthday party.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? Ladies and gentlemen.
It should be illegal to be a Republican. I mean that. If I had my way, Republican values would be illegal. Okay? This man would be in a fucking gulag without a tongue, enslaved. That is the way. Not because of what he said about Michelle Obama, but because he's saying that on the fucking White House South Lawn. That is the I don't know if we can undo the amount of damage that Republicans have done to the brain of the average American boy, okay? The average American watching this, like the ones who are like, hey, but Donald Trump is a man, and look, Donald Trump is in the audience. They need to be eradicated. That's the only way we can move forward. They need to be eradicated.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? Ladies and gentlemen.
Unfucking believable. So speaking of the UFC, this is a now deleted post by Daniel Cormier. I believe he's one of the people who works for the UFC and helped orchestrate this entire event. So Daniel Cormier deleted this fucking immediately. But he posted screenshots of texts that he had with Eric Trump, where Eric Trump texted him, hey Daniel, I'm going to be attending the UFC 250 tomorrow. Saw you were there. Hope to see you there. Anything you can tell me about the fighters tomorrow? Who you got winning? You placing any bets? And Eric goes, no, I'm actually not supposed to bet on any of the cards or anything. Oh, well, are any of the fighters injured that you know of? Oh, well, I'm not quite sure why you're asking me this. I'll just cut to the chase. Are any of the fights tomorrow rigged? I've been eyeing the Lopez fight, and I think an upset wouldn't be too unrealistic. None of our fights are rigged, and honestly, I'm appalled that you would even ask me something like that. So pretty much immediately, he deleted this post, probably because the Trump White House and the Trump regime said, if you keep that shit up, we're gonna fucking kill you. That's probably the reality of it. So I 100% believe this happened, and now Daniel Cormier is fucking horrified and pretending it didn't happen in the first place because he's realizing he's up against the Trump crime family who have killed for far, far, far less. All right, now I want to show you one UFC fighter who actually has some courage here. This is UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell criticizing the Trump White House for their UFC fight.
It's beyond great. It's literally the perfect scenario. But as far as I'm an economics major. I love studying politics on the political side of things, not the UFC's business. That is, of course, they're going to say yes to it. But what I think personally is that our government is desecrating its role in society by entertaining sports.
Correct.
Our government is to protect and serve the people, and really should be as minimal as possible. And when you're doing all of this stuff, hosting sporting events, it's really outside of what the goal of the government was intended to be, because our tax dollars and resources are funding this operation.
Correct.
And like I said, I'm not criticizing the UFC. I love Dana. I love Hunter. I love Sean, Mick. I love all of them, and it's an amazing thing. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. But the government should never be hosting sporting events because there's more room for corruption, and we already have a corrupted government. And so that's my thoughts on it, is that the government is supposed to protect us, not entertain us.
All right, now the very last thing I want to talk about is Trump has rescheduled July 4th from being a celebration of America's past into being a Trump rally. Trump declares D.C.'s July 4th celebration is a Trump rally. President Trump is billing Washington, D.C.'s July 4th celebration of 250 years of American history, or American independence, as a political rally for himself. Let's see. So, the morning after the UFC bash in the White House front lawns that coincided with his 80th birthday, Trump announced on Truth Social, let's see, on July 4th at the Lincoln Memorial and Washington Monument in beautiful and safe Washington, D.C., we are going to host the most spectacular Trump rally of them all, a tribute to America, starting at 7 p.m. This huge celebration will honor our country's people. All right, the rest of this doesn't fucking matter. Brother, not everything is about you. And one thing that I will never, ever, until my last fucking breath, one thing I will never forgive the Republican Party for is turning America's 250th birthday into Donald Trump's celebration. That's what it is. We're not celebrating 250 years. We're celebrating our Führer, because our Führer happens to be the Führer during the 250th anniversary. That's the point. That's the whole point of all of this. And even Trump now is claiming that we're going to be having a Trump rally on July 4th. And the thing is, MAGA cultists are okay with it. They're genuinely okay with it. They're a fucking pathetic, subhuman group of vermin that must be eradicated. That's what every single one of you red hat wearing fucking monsters are. That's all I've got for you. If you're watching this pre-recorded, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. If you're watching this live, you stay. We got to get that video uploaded. Other than that, click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.